Hi there, great to have you here. I'm Samaj. This is Creating with Samaj. If you're here for the first time, a very big welcome to you. If you are returning, welcome back. This is day 17. Can you believe it? 17 days that we've been here creating together, making some artwork, and deciding that we're just going to tap into our intuitive self. And we are just going to let flow whatever comes out of us without judgment, without worry, without care, and without any expectation that it's even going to look good. You know, we're just diving into the adventure of creating because sometimes that's what you have to do. So it is November 17th. It's Sunday. It's Sunday Funday. So I hope you have something planned today that should be and could be fun for you. You know, there are really no shoulds or in the world. There are just things that may spur you to find moments of joy in life. So I encourage you today on this Sunday Funday to find a moment of joy. In whatever way you do that, find it. I'm going to find some joy in painting. So if you'll join me, let's get started. This is Canson XL paper. We have our praying watercolor. Let's get them wet here. I think yesterday's video I had mentioned Chris Petrie has a great video about how to use this palette for if you wanted to compare it to a professional line of watercolor. He tells you what each one of these colors is in comparison to a professional line. And I will leave that link right up here so you too can watch that video because it's very interesting. You learn a lot. And if that's important to you, I know you will love it because sometimes people see these colors and go, how would they relate in regular watercolor? And he tells you all that in his video. So today I have no idea what's going to show up or what we're going to paint or even what we're going to talk about because I don't really have a topic today. Last evening I had the pleasure of, you know what I'm going to do? I saw the most beautiful sunset last night and it was really magnificent the way the color swept across the sky. So that's maybe what I'm going to do here. I was walking and I just saw the sky, and I have to tell you, I was not the only person who stopped. So many people stopped. I was speaking to a woman who said, I always think about going to Italy, and I always want to go to Italy because I think, you know, Italy's got so much. But then I look up and I see skies like this, and I think I don't need to go anywhere. And I told her I completely agree. That sometimes, especially I find in the autumn, because of the tilt of the earth, it just seems like it gets so magnificent, some of the sunsets at night, and the way the colors are painted across the sky. Sometimes it feels, I told the woman last night, I said, it feels like a Technicolor movie. And she laughed. She said, Technicolor, you must be as old as I am. And we laughed together because, you know, growing up, Technicolor was a big deal for us. Technicolor! And you rated a movie by the quality of Technicolor it had. But that's no longer a thing, I guess, because we have HD and all of that high resolution business. But I thought it was really funny that she related to me in that, and we both realized we were old in the moment, and that made us both laugh. So, but yeah, last night it was a pretty magnificent display that was given in the sky, and it was so much fun to see how many other people were appreciating all that was there and happening in the sky and the beauty. Oh, look at that little, okay, see how that's happening and how the Color is flowing. That is what watercolor is. That is the intention of watercolor. The pigment moves where the color flows. So that was fun to see that happen. Ooh, there it goes again. So yeah, there were these beautiful purples in the sky last night sitting right against the orange, and I thought, wow, the universe is really good at color combinations. It was delightful to see. But the volume of purple in the sky was magnificent. It just was so much. And also seeing how many people were appreciating it. I think that's what brings me more joy, that people take enough time to appreciate where they are in the moment, and that rather than looking at the little device that you might be watching right now and looking at, I would encourage you to just take a moment and look up and look around and see the sky that's around you, see what you can see. And maybe you can't see the sky. Maybe it's overcast. Maybe it's too smoggy, too foggy, too dark. I don't know. But there's always something to see when you look up. There's always wonderment above you. I've just always felt that in my life. I've always been a person who spends a lot of time looking up. And it's really funny because I'll be looking up sometimes and I notice that people will start looking up to see what I'm looking at. And that's a powerful thing, especially when you're a kid and you have the power to do that, cause adults to start looking up because you're looking up. It's pretty wonderful. You realize, wow, I have abilities, things I can do, even in my small person stature. Because children are just that. They're just small people, right? They have their own autonomy, their own understanding, their own way of being in this world as they're learning it right along with us. Sometimes I am amazed with the level of wisdom that they come in with. It's just phenomenal to me. I look at them sometimes and I go, really? Wow. Because it just is so astounding. So we might be getting a commercial here pretty soon on the music. I don't know. It's Sunday Jazz, jazzing out on Sunday as we enjoy our fun day. There you go. See, told you. There's the commercial right there as I said it was going to happen. Because, you know, it said commercial free, but I don't believe that anymore. Because YouTube just keeps throwing all the commercials into the music, even though it says it's not going to. And it's like that. It's like a little 15-second blurb. So they're like, oh, that doesn't really count. I'm like, well, it does count. So, you know, you try to use YouTube Music promoting other music channels for their algorithm, and you still get hit for it. It's all right. It's all right. Everything is all right because it's Sunday Funday. So, yes, it was a lovely evening to be outside. And so while I was walking back, you are both very noisy today. They have been so noisy all day. This morning earlier, oh my gosh, they were so loud. I literally thought the neighbors were going to call somebody. And it's just for no reason, it seems. I don't know what their story is today. So as I was coming back from my walk, I happened to see this building that I've been wanting to go into for a really long time. And there were a several amount of people in there mingling about and talking. I think I crashed a private party, but nobody really threw me out. So what was amazing is this house was completely filled with artwork. And is that really necessary? I'm sorry. The home was completely filled with artwork. To the extent that I've never seen a home filled with the quality of artwork that it was filled with. And all of the artwork was for sale because, come to find out, it was a benefit for the Art League. So, next amazing thing, and you have to look this person up. I'm telling you, you have to look him up. I was just floored. The interior designer who did the home, his name is Ken Falk. And oh my gosh, I was all over his design because it is so eclectic. It is everywhere, all over the place, but all comes together so beautifully. And he wasn't about finishing, like a finished space. Literally, he had like paint that was sanded down on doorways, like things were unfinished. You know what I mean? Like you could tell the age and the wear of the home. That was the aesthetic it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be fancy and fluffy and refined. It was supposed to look very, very old, very weathered, very around. I don't know. When you see his style, you will understand what I mean. And while I was at the party, I found out that he is this brilliant, famous, apparently, interior designer who did the space for this home. But he's also opening a new space in Los Angeles where people can go and buy these eclectic things that he has. What he puts together and how he puts together, it was just mind-blowing to me to see that level of creativity in a human. I've just never experienced anything like that. Maybe I lived a very sheltered life. I don't know, but I loved everything about it. You know what it was? You know what it was that I loved about it? The home was, as you walked through it, the paintings and how he placed them with the curator, along with his design style of the home, just made everything look like it's always been there. Also, the home, the way it was furnished, the furniture was so eclectic. It really looked like things picked up along life's journey. And there wasn't a lot of rhyme or reason. Like in the bedroom, the bed and the dressers did not match at all. Not the style, not anything about them. But they were beautiful. I don't know. I was just overtaken by it. Because I myself, I have no sense of design. I don't. I wish I had that quality, but I don't. I do know what I like when I see it, but tell me to put something together, no. No. That is not a talent I have. I have a beautiful old home in upstate New York, and I have friends who, especially the gay men who come over, and they look at my house, and I can always hear them say, "Ooh, the things we could do." The voice inside their head, because I see them looking around and going, ooh. But none of them have ever given me any tips or suggestions, which makes me, I think it's even funnier. They're all about pointing out what's wrong, but not anything about how you could improve it. They are so silly. Those boys are so silly. So, all right, that's what that's going to look like. And anyway, it was a fun evening to see the artistry of an individual and how his creativity shows up, and just the immense way that it shows up. I just really felt that it was rather spectacular, and it made me very happy. And I wasn't kicked out of the party that I crashed, apparently. I guess the same property is having an open house today that's open to the public, but the event that I was at last night was not open to the public. It was for private people who were purchasing art. And I got to talk to a lot of wonderful artists, meet a lot of incredible people who I think are probably local legends. But I don't know who they are, so I just talked, and I think they're surprised that I don't know who they are. And it's not that I don't think that they're important or anything like that. It's just I don't know who you are. But you sound like you really are passionate about what you do, and you're listening to you talk about it, and your excitement is so exhilarating. So I think that's important. Maybe that was the keynote from last night's event, is whatever you're doing in life, be passionate about those things that you're doing, because in that passion we find our joy, we find our purpose, we find our reason for being in so many ways and in so many things. So maybe that was the whole purpose of being in that experience last night, to learn that and to share that with you, because it was pretty magnificent. But yes, check out Ken Falk. I'll put a link below so you can see his work, because it just needs to be, ooh, that is not the right color. It needs to be celebrated. I think people who do beautiful things, it's worth celebrating. All right, I guess that's where it's going to be then. A simple and easy Sunday paint together session. I hope you've been enjoying these sessions. I've enjoyed you spending time with me through the last 17 days. Can you believe how much we've done and how much we've achieved in the 17 days? It's just amazing to me. And it's fun to see how our styles change, and how you'll have a book to look through and have a chance to see what you've done and what you accomplished. I think that is always an exciting thing to take part in, to see how your talent blooms and keeps showing up as you keep showing up, because, you know, it means a lot when you show up. You show up for me, but mostly you show up for yourself. And I appreciate that more than anything else, that you show up for you, creating that new, delicious relationship, and finding out things about you that you didn't even know. It's like discovering all over again. Felt like there needed to be some thing in the distance, but maybe not. I don't know, maybe I'm feeling like there needs to be something up here, something there, here, there. I don't know what this is up here for, but you know, this is intuitive painting. We just go with what we're feeling in the moment. As we saw how the light was hitting the rocks and yes, everybody can hear you. Everybody knows that you're here. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We all hear you. On your Sunday Funday, I hope you get out and enjoy the day. Celebrate you, whatever way makes and brings joy to your heart. You can tell that they're having a Sunday Funday, definitively. Goodness gracious. I appreciate your time and your attention, and you being here with me as always. Us painting together for 20 minutes every single day for the month of November, seeing what we're going to get at the end. 30 delicious creations that we made together through the course of the whole month. How exciting is that? I just want to dry this off here for a second before I do the tape removal. I really like that these colors have this glossiness about them that happens as they dry. So sometimes when you'll dry, you'll still see this shimmer in there. It's always fun to come back and look at your paintings like a day or two later, because all of this stuff sort of settles in and everything dries out. And you come back and it's like, wow, that looks so different. I don't remember it looking like that. Did somebody come in and touch this up while I was gone? And then you realize, nope, they didn't. It's just what happens. Oh my gosh, is that a Christmas song already? People, I'm sorry. I know so many of you love Christmas and you want it to start and be year-round. I know, but it wouldn't be special if it was year-round. It's just like Halloween. It wouldn't be special if it was year-round. So let it come when it arrives. Let's not push the envelope. I think Thanksgiving is a great time to start the Christmas holiday music, right? But we're still like at least a week away from Thanksgiving. So I just wanted to say that. Just sharing that. And I think they agree. Anyway, I think that finishes that for today. Let's do our big, I know, what is it that you need? What is going on over there? So I think they got apples and they're like toddlers. They got apples and strawberries in their breakfast this morning, which they don't normally get. And so you can see why, because listen to them. You can hear them. Their noise today. Silly, silly boys. You know, it's really funny. You get birds and you don't really know their sex and you just think that what they are. You actually have to go and have them sexed, except parakeets and one other type of bird doesn't have to be sexed. But you actually have to send off their blood work to get them sexed. And so, Helios! That is Helios making all of that noise. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Remember, if you like the content, be sure to subscribe unless the noise annoys you. And then, don't subscribe. But certainly give it a like, because the birds are saying if you don't give him a like, he'll keep doing this. Have a wonderful Sunday, whatever your fun day is. I will look forward to seeing you the next time. Wherever you are, make sure that you have an amazing day. And until then,